Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night. I am the Ravenous Archon. My name is Will, and I will be your storyteller this evening. Last we left off with our Archon Anarchs. Big difference there. We left off with them arriving at the Vagabond Bar, where they saw some stragglers hanging out front, but none of them were free souls. They went inside after the crowd dispersed to talk to Richard Thompson, the owner of the bar. And they were taken back downstairs to his office, where they got to see a floating orb and pieces of a bug that was scattered within the orb. There were concentric circles of runes carved into the coffee table, and they saw him move them counterclockwise, and all the pieces of the bug came back together again. And he revealed that this was an amalgam of Tremere blood sorcery and true sorcery. He told them that he would look into who would have wanted to bug him, but did mention that Givens had definitely had something to do with this before his passing. Erikson left the SWAT vest that he took with him and also showed him the dossier that they found. Thompson mentioned that the squad car had shown up, but he didn't let them in. Andreas asked about his Free Souls brethren, and they noticed the false shelf of records with a small TV shelf and 4 cameras. And where he showed them that 2 squad cars had pulled up on one of the Free Souls and beat him mercilessly, it looked like. They noticed the colors were slightly off on the cars, and that the shade of the lighting was also not pure red or blue. But Erikson did see that they didn't even have Salem PD insignia on the actual car. They headed out to the Marion County Jail to see what could be done about freeing whoever had just been beaten. And that's when they saw a bunch of bikes and Erikson's own car in the impound lot. They discussed how to get into the station, because they noticed that there was 8 cars out front, 4 regular patrols, 2 trucks, and 2 large Broncos. But they decided to break into a Barracuda to use as a getaway car, stashing their ill-gotten gains from the warehouse assault the same night. And then Andreas lit the loaner car that they had taken on fire and drove it into the police station, because that's what Ravenos do. Heard that Officer Roberts had been run over and people were yelling for an ambulance, while Erikson went around back, used his big Brujas strength to break the bars of the jail cell, releasing several people besides the Free Souls that had been rounded up. And then they went into the surveillance room, where they put a fire. They set a fire in there, and they set any of the cameras and videos of the evening ablaze. They saw that 2 of the female officers drew their weapons. Erikson used dread gaze to kind of send one running. The other managed to stand her ground, but just was frozen in fear. And as Erikson was about to give in to his hunger, we saw the first blatant use of Andreas having to use his chemistry to create an image of Jesus on the cross to protect this woman from Erikson's beast. And as they saw this, as the regular humans saw the visage of Jesus Christ on the cross, Erikson's Bane took over, and he managed to rush back into the rear of the building where they took off. Erikson got into his car, and Andreas took the Barracuda, and they ended up driving up to where the trailer was left over. And as they were trying to drive around to get out of the 1-mile area, unfortunately, we got to see his Bane act up, and part of him was set ablaze as he took aggravated damage from being set on fire. But we left off with them going to sleep for the morning and jumping forward to Halloween, which is where we're going to find our bunch of miscreants. Hello, boys.
How's it going?
Yo.
Good.
So you did say one part of me. What part of me got burnt?
We'll say it's just the right part of your body, like the right arm, the right upper chest, the shoulder. Nothing close to the heart, but just something of a big chunk that you could wake up knowing that you had slept a little too close to where you had already slept before.
Got it.
So
Find myself a coin for the next couple of days to flip.
yeah.
Agree.
But yeah, it is now October 31st, 1984, and over the few days that you have taken off, you've noticed that some of the kindred that had disappeared previously have started to pop back up. Among them is Samantha Crushing, and she has been hiding out at the Albatross. She's definitely made it known that if you wanted to find her and chat, that she would be available, especially for Erikson.
Yeah.
And there's also rumors going around that somebody on the Primogen is the one responsible for the Hunter's being in Salem.
Oh.
Like, as in what the rumor is they called them, or that some bullshit they've been pulling has attracted unwanted attention.
No, the prior. It is that they are the ones pulling the strings.
Wow, Law and Order once fucking.
Oh, so this wasn't my fault. Good.
Yeah, that's a big weight lifted off of your shoulders.
Now, to
Not
be
really,
fair,
because Erikson really didn't care.
you know, for a small town in Oregon, we have a fairly large criminal footprint at this point.
I mean, you're in the capital of Oregon, so it's not that small.
Yeah, Oregon.
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 But yeah, but on top of that, I mean, let's put it this way: I'm pretty sure way more shit in Salem has caught fire in the last few months
Yeah,
than it has previous years altogether.
it has been a hot summer.
Hey.
Hey. But yeah,
Just a
yeah,
cool cat looking for a kitty. That's all, man.
that's it. It's Halloween. There's people abound. The old historic downtown is especially lively. The new owners of the theater have blocked off the main street and have created this whole kind of Halloween version of Mardi Gras. There's no real beads to throw around, but there's candy. There's kind of like a block party, and you can just easily go around to the theater itself and pick up a little Halloween kind of McDonald's bucket, like a trick-or-treat bucket. That's kind of very reminiscent of the old McDonald's kind of pumpkins.
Okay.
Nice.
But with a much more like Oriental Asian feel.
Okay.
Yeah, the night is yours. You know where Samantha is. You've heard the rumors.
Okay. Well, let me ask. Our health is back up or no? So it's been a few days.
If you wanted to heal, you would have to do that in between those days.
Okay.
But it is a rouse. Otherwise, you don't heal unless you actually force the blood through you.
Okay.
So it is a rouse check to heal every health level.
All right, what's the system for ag, by the way? This is the first time I've had it.
Yeah.
Or
So
first time I've had it in this system.
the system for ag is it requires 3 rouse checks.
Okay. Well, seeing as it's Halloween, I should probably just feed on the nearest motherfucker wearing a Michael Myers mask, and then it really won't matter.
Yeah. But this is also like you would have had a few days in between when you took your damage and Halloween, so any adverse effects would have already taken place. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Just to be on the safe side, I'll go ahead and I'll roll.
I'm just saying, like we can say that you've healed during the few days. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, he's saying skip it.
Yeah, just skip it.
All right.
It's housekeeping.
All right.
We don't need to worry about.
Okay. What about willpower?
Willpower you can also have back as well.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I don't have much. I only have 3, so.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't,
I don't have much, but I know I need it.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be popping up illusions of crosses every so often, yeah, dude. I mean,
Well, let's see how often that happens today.
Yeah, right?
Hey, look what I got in my pocket. Jesus.
Jesus.
And also, I mean, I did keep a couple of the crucifixes I'd seen earlier because that was what originally set off my curiosity of, man, he didn't like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so just to confirm, so the information you gave us, Sam, is at the Albatross.
Yep.
Somebody that's part of one of the Primogen, you said, is the one that caused the hunters to arrive. We don't know which Primogen.
Not at all.
Okay.
So that's such a monumentally stupid idea in the first place. It's hard to pinpoint.
Yeah. Yeah. It could also be that there's somebody's trying to pit the Primogen against themselves, or some up and comers against the Primogen. Excuse me. Like,
Or
it's not.
piss us off. Or
Yeah.
piss us off enough to go after the Camarilla just to see what kind of damage we can do, and they pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
Oh, let's not forget that Grant Reynolds is still around.
Yeah, the Grant Reynolds is still around. Also, there's no big secret that Otis King is also not a friend of this prince.
Yeah. I mean, he was torpored, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was put into torpor.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, I don't think I would like the guy either.
Mm-hmm. So there's talk that even if West Salem is beginning to be the barony for Grant Reynolds, like Salem Town, where the Red Eye Lounge is a safe haven for vampires. Like Otis has put his name out there that he will protect you, to show that there can be strength from a Ventru without the need to, make enemies.
Interesting. Okay. And so, all right, we're up now.
Yeah.
I still have I haven't changed clothes in these days, have I?
Yeah, sure.
No, I don't want to because it's
Oh,
Halloween,
okay.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I can
fine.
walk around in bloodstained and go, "Oh, that's a cool costume."
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
The sun has gone down. It is, by the time you guys wake up, it's maybe 9:00. Excuse me. I think both of you are like Humanity 5.
Yeah, I'm at humanity is
Oh, yeah.
6 actually.
Oh, yeah. So you would have woken up at 8. Andreas would have woken up at 9.
Okay.
Sleeping in like a bum.
And where are we at again? Where we took refuge?
You've been running around in the trailer.
Yeah. It's been a
Right.
couple of days, so we've moved every night.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Like
I just want to say, can you give us just then where we would be stationed at now after these days? Random, just so I know, pinpoint how far we are from somewhere.
I mean, it depends. Would you have let Shepard run to Salem Town if he had to?
Who, me? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because
the whole my haven in the trailer isn't a widely known fact. So
yeah.
As long as he keeps a low profile, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just it's easy to kind of skirt around West Salem and get into Salem Town in case he needs to, and it's far enough away from the city that if he feels like he's exhausted certain areas, that he could feel safer just taking you to Salem Town for a day at least, and then resetting his whole track.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll easily say that you guys are in North Salem right now.
Okay. How far is the Albatross from where I'm at?
From northern Salem, the Albatross is not that far. It's closer to the historic downtown than anything else. So assuming that you're like, the most northern you could get is Kaiser. So I'd say that you're not that far north. You can easily just take, what is it? Interstate 5 down.
And there's a obviously where we would be at right now would be a payphone close by.
Yep.
All right. Since I woke up before for Andreas. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the payphone.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and call up the Albatross.
Okay. One of the bartenders picks up. How can I help you?
Hey, this is Eric the Red. I'm looking for Samantha or Sam Cushing. She should be there. You would know exactly who it is. Pretty much has an attitude the same as mine.
Yeah. Hold on. You hear him muffle the phone, and you hear, "Hey, Marcus!" And you hear a familiar voice of Marcus Bradley come on. Yeah. You looking for Sam?
Hey, Marcus, it's Eric the Red. How's it going?
What's up, Mr. Wood?
You know, hanging in there, still in one piece. How about yourself?
Same. Doing the best to stay that way.
Yeah, I overheard that Sam's at the Albatross. I was trying to see if I can get a hold of her.
Yeah, she's been looking for you. She's currently still sleeping. But if you want to come on down, I can have her ready for you by 10, 11.
Have her ready? Like, I don't know why that sounds very odd to me.
Yeah.
That sounds very, very odd.
Yeah.
I know that I'm over the phone and all, but I want to know, with my limited conversation with Marcus, how much, like, this just doesn't sound right. I want to know if there's anything off that I can sense from this.
Sure. Roll a wits and insight.
Okay. Oh, but this is gonna be not easy. But still, sit down. But I'm back at hunger 1, right?
Yep, hunger 1.
Sweet. All right, 9 on the hunger die, and that's another 9, 10, 6, and 2 4s.
Okay, so 4 successes. You can tell that he is trying to skirt around something.
Okay.
But he's using his wordage in such a way that he's trying not to give anything away on the phone.
I imagine what we need to talk about is pretty substantial, right, Marcus?
Oh yeah. You haven't seen her in a minute. It's best if you see for yourself.
Would this be something that's disconcerting for me, Marcus?
I mean, if you are not like me, sir, so you don't have to worry about the contents of your stomach coming back up.
Oh, that doesn't sound good at all.
But she's gotten better. Every day is a new day.
No, you don't need to say more. I'll be there. We'll be there shortly. You said 10 or 11. We'll be there by then.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you when you get here.
All right.
He hangs up.
Thank you very much. Hang up the phone. Yeah, I lost Mickey. Mickey has not
resurfaced yet.
Mickey has not resurfaced. Shoot. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna try something because I haven't done this in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of told myself I wouldn't do this, but
here we go.
Bad decisions, and it's only 8:30.
Well, I mean, you're still asleep, sir.
Yeah. It's real sad when the Ravnos is the conscious man.
You're making me the voice of reason. This is not a good look for me.
Yeah. I will say that I'm gonna go ahead and reach out to my sire.
Ooh.
See if I can actually get in touch with her. It's been a while.
It's been a good while.
That's the thing, is that I only have access to what I assume would be the avenue to reach her.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Make the phone call, and you hear a very soft voice of a gentleman that you don't recognize. This is the office of Elizabeth Barrister. How can I help you?
Hello there. My name is Erikson Wood.
Oh, Mr. Wood. I've heard so much about you.
Hopefully good. Hopefully not too much of not too bad.
Of course. Of course. How can I direct your phone call?
Well, I'm actually, wow, this is how bad it is that it's been so long that I forgot her name.
Your sire?
Yes, I totally forgot my
I mean,
sire's name.
he said
I'm
it when
so
he answered the phone.
Yeah, Elizabeth. I know I'm an idiot because I call her Liz. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Good
go.
job, Kenny.
There you go.
So anyway, yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while. No, that's not in the 80s.
No.
Keep it away.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm actually trying to get in touch with Liz if she's available.
Oh, she's currently with someone, if you understand my meaning, sir. But I can have her. Let me see what I can do. And you get put on hold, and there's this very traditional Kenny G kind of sound of music.
So what you're saying is a saxophone.
Yeah. 1984, it'd probably be like full on sax.
This was before hold music. This is what we had.
Yeah. And it's maybe a full 2 or 3 minutes before you hear her voice come on. Mr. Wood.
Liz, it's good to hear your voice.
Yeah. What do I owe this honor?
It's actually been quite a while since that whole incident in Elysium, and I just wanted to follow up and see if you're still alive, which I'm glad you are.
I am.
And what is also surprising is that you haven't tried looking for me.
Eric, I didn't choose you because you needed to be checked up on. I chose you because you were self-sufficient.
Yeah, now I know I'm talking to Liz for sure.
If you wanted me to hold your hand, you should have been a little softer. I might not have chosen you that night.
Understood. Well then, Liz, I mean, I'm just making sure that you know that my sire is still around and kicking after what's transpired. I mean, I can only imagine you're, being on the defensive lately, I imagine.
Yes and no. Certain bits of information have managed to make their way towards me, and I have decided to hedge my bets, as it were.
Anything I gotta concern myself about, Liz?
I'm throwing my hat in the ring with an underdog, I think. I would have brought you in, but I know how you feel about him.
All right, and who is this Cinderella man you speak of?
Oh, it's Mr. King, of course. It's in the name.
Liz, I mean, I know that you tend to shoot from the hip, but this is a wide shot you're taking. King?
King. I have it on good authority that one of his coterie members took out Elizabeth Guernsey.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Manny Garza.
Yeah, the Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if if I decided to act on all Bruja instinct, there would have been one less. Manny Garza may or may not be around. because of that. But yeah, I can see your apprehension for telling me.
Yeah, I'd be careful against if you're going to go toe to toe with Manigaza. But a coterie that can take out an ex-Sabbat Templar, I think, is worth throwing my hat behind.
So you're saying that if I happen to run into Otis and the boys, as it were, I should be a little more friendly?
It would help grease the wheels, I think. You might find that a friend of a friend could be very useful.
I mean, if you think that's best, I take your word above most people. So, if you happen to need me at any point, you know, I'll probably be around the Albatross later today in case you need me.
Okay. It has become more difficult to keep tabs on you since your bar burned down.
Yeah, several times actually.
Did I do that?
So I'm glad that you're finding a place to kind of call home.
Speaking of my bar that burned down,
Mm-hmm.
have you heard any word with regards to this rogue SWAT team that's been surfacing throughout Salem?
Enough that I can stay away from them. The big concern, I think, for you, especially because of who I hear you are hanging around with, is Grant Reynolds' new associate.
Okay, and why is this associate such? I imagine because he keeps the company of Grant Reynolds that he should already be a person to keep caution on. But who is this person?
No one has a name as far as my sources. They call him the Plague Doctor. He wears one of those old traditional Plague Doctor masks. Some people claim he's a Malkavian, but from what I've heard, I think he's much worse. I think he's a Tremere.
It's starting to sound like Tremere. Every time I hear the word, every time I hear that somebody's a Tremere, it always brings trouble,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah. I'd be careful because I think he's here to find whoever killed Givens.
Oh, I mean, if he's looking for someone, okay. It's good to know that he's looking for me.
Well, I meant more your associate than anything else. That's the word on the street.
God damn it. funny how the truth gets bended sometimes. But yes.
Oh.
Uh
Yeah, the way I've heard it, Willow took out Givens, and then simple discussion between ladies proved to me that she had nothing to do with it. So I knew it had to be either you or your associate. And given that your associate fervently set fire to everything that Givens owned, I can clearly say that the word on the street is that Andreas Barker took out Andrew Givens.
And the truth is so much worse.
yeah. I mean, you don't understand the amount of rage right now that Erikson has in his body at the moment, like to the point that I went so far to do all of this and then that I don't even get partial credit.
Yeah.
I don't even get not even
because my violence is so casual, it's frightening.
it's not even like a foot. Oh, Erikson was in the room.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
Yeah. It's a passing footnote that you have to go like 3 pages after the story has been told to find.
You go like there's a little like it's like a number 11 on next to the sentence on Wikipedia, and you have to go down
Yeah.
to the reference
Yeah, you
just
gotta-
to find.
You got to go to page XX.
Oh man. No, it's like it's to the point that you can noticeably hear the trembling of my hand holding in anger, so she should be able to hear the rattling,
Yeah.
the low rattling of the handle
The poor payphone.
from the poor payphone.
Yeah, that's probably
And
gonna get
everything.
destroyed after this conversation.
No,
Hearing the plastic crack.
no, it's like, yeah, it's to the
Yeah.
point that the only reason why it hasn't been demolished is because I'm not done with this conversation yet.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
but it's very easy to see that your thumb has already gone in to the phone itself. Yeah,
no, that's when I start realizing, like when my thumb is feeling the other side of the handle of the
Yeah.
actual receiver,
Yeah.
is when I'm like, all right, Liz, I guess we'll keep in touch.
okay.
If you hear anything,
Yeah.
I'll be at the Albatross. And then I just slowly hang up the phone, and I stand there. What time is it? Is it right before? Is it right before? At this point, it must have been an hour. that
Yeah,
I've been talking.
easily.
Yeah.
For you walking to the payphone, working the gumption up to
No.
call her, especially. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So I'm gonna grab the base of the payphone.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna rip it out uproot it from the actual ground.
Okay.
What was that about? What was that about getting the willpower back?
Yeah, that's okay. I have that's what,
I'm doing this focused and controlled.
I'm doing this, yeah.
Yeah. So down the block, Andreas is coming out of the trailer, and you just see the maybe 5 foot, 5.5 foot little public phone just get ripped up out of the ground.
Yeah. And I can't fold it in half. That's no way that's how this is
No.
done. So I literally have I did that, and I'm almost vaulting it like they do in the Highland games when they do with those long telephone pole
Yeah.
like type.
Yeah, the paper toss.
Yeah, you go. That's exactly what I want to do. Just literally lunge it forward, wires sticking out of it. Just
And you hear the heavy thud and the sound of coins falling on the roof of the building across the street.
oh damn, nice. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't even
Really.
care.
This is the second thing I've seen you just like completely fucking launch, and the last one was a dead body.
There was a dead body in a trash can. That is correct.
Yep.
I believe the payphone is heavier. I believe it might be slightly heavier. So yeah, I turn around and I notice that Andres is obviously out in the open, so he
Yeah.
sees me.
Yeah.
Staring, smirking, and just like,
Mhm.
was that your ex-wife?
Like, if I close my eyes anymore, it would be like I'm asleep. Just he can't see that from the distance, but whatever. I keep walking to him.
Yeah.
I'll just say, let's just say our notoriety. Let's just say your notoriety has gotten us a lot of attention from people that we got to look out for now.
Oh, well, naturally, I'm a fucking legend. Oh, who do we got to watch out for?
I just heard from my sire that there is a new associate of Graham Reynolds. He only goes by the Plague Doctor, which is already ominous as it is.
Natural theatrics, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the mask and all for it.
Oh, really? The beak and all that shit.
Yeah, like we're in the
Cool.
fucking Renaissance. So, yeah, I mean, that's a new concern. And apparently the other thing that I have to worry about is now what's going on with Sam over at the Albatross, because this might be a little more concerning for me than I originally anticipated. I thought it was going to be a happy reunion, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Wait, Samantha, the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, former owner of the now twice burned down bar that I own still. Yep. Oh, and one other thing. Apparently, my sire decided that Otis King and his coterie are to be handled with kid gloves. At least it's preferred that they be handled with kid gloves.
I'm thinking back to the last Elysium. No, well, I didn't seem to have a problem with any of them at the time, so shouldn't be a problem. As long as they don't start shit, then I'll just set them on fire.
Yeah, setting people on fire. It's starting to be a thing now. We might as well call ourselves the fire bandits. But anyway, so I mean, unless you have any housekeeping you need to do on your end, I suggest we start heading over to the Albatross.
Yeah, no, I'm game. Let me go talk to my ghoul to get it. Gotta get the trailer to the next spot, so I'm not dealing with another day of this. You know, I feel like my right nut is still burnt up. Like I'm sure I healed everything, but it's just tight.
I'm so sorry for your inconvenience.
It's only bad when I'm on the motorcycle. I'll be right back. So I go handle my business with God, what's his name? Benjamin,
Shepherd.
right? Yeah, Benjamin Shepherd.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that he's just kind of like he's popped the hood open. He's taking a look at all the levels and whatnot, and he sees you come around.
Yeah.
What's going on there, boss?
Not too much. Let's get the map out of the cab. We got to figure out where we're going to be parking for tomorrow morning.
Yeah. All right.
Or
Sure.
this coming morning. So just so we pick out a spot in advance, just so I know where we're headed.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we're in North Salem now, so I figured we shoot down to South Salem. Maybe hang out on the southeast side. I was gonna. And he brings out the map, and he's just like, "There's a Dairy Queen not too far off of 99th, Interstate 99th, and what looks to be one of these main streets." And he looks down. He's like, 25th, like not too far off from there, southeast Salem area.
All right, sounds good.
All right. And he circles it.
All right, so heading into the trailer now. Let's see. Talking to Erikson. Could we expect how much trouble are we expecting tonight?
You know, it's a crapshoot regardless where we go.
Very good point. All right, so going into the trailer, we're gonna want decent weaponry, but concealable. This, by the way, the silver pistol still with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I never know when the Germans are going to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll still have the 9mm on me. I would imagine, along with the 38.
No one expects the Nazi Inquisition.
No, they don't. We can throw the one of the assault rifles or one of the shotguns. We can just throw those into the back seat of the car.
Yeah, put both. I mean, to be honest, I'd rather be over prepared in this moment.
Have
There's
and not need.
There's no over prepared in this fucking town. There's only prepared and unprepared.
It's gotten to that.
Yep. I mean, we set a police station on fire.
Yeah.
Let's just say we should keep as much as we can at the moment.
Last I checked, I belonged to a group called the Anarch. I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
So we load up with all the standard stuff we're gonna need. Throw a nice little coat or something over it, so it's not any cop driving by doesn't immediately notice it in our car.
Yeah. The police station has been the talk of the town, especially with the whole Jesus and the miracle of the officer that got run over and had no lasting injuries.
I let the Second Inquisition chew on that one for a little while.
Yeah.
I figured that out.
So
Yeah.
there's been a lot of hubbub in that little area as to whether or not this is like the sign of something greater to come, and it has become a destination for people of religious backgrounds to just kind of like come in, say their thing, and just kind of leave like a little thing of flowers. They're busy. You also destroyed any of the video evidence. Excuse me. That
Yeah.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
he does. He sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hopefully, this guy was able to retire.
Yeah, right.
Right, I forgot he was every single '80s cliche we could possibly have.
Yeah.
I was just 2 weeks from retirement.
I forget. Did you do like the white Jesus, or did you have like an actual like brown Jesus?
I did a bloody Jesus. This is the kind of thing of like whatever iconography I would have remembered like from Catholicism or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
So
that's what I fired off. So I mean, like just bleeding Jesus, probably white though.
yeah, white Jesus.
Yeah.
So the story gets around, and a lot of people are just like up in arms about how a white Jesus is like the colored folks are up in arms about how, again, it's always the white Jesus that makes the appearance.
I will give them a black Jesus in the near future if the situation arises.
Yeah,
I genuinely mean that. My character has a sense of humor.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you're balancing the scales.
Yeah.
Every white Jesus gets a black Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way to the Albatross. You guys are in the Barracuda, or are you in Erikson's car?
Oh, we were able to get the car out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You drove your car. I drove the Barracuda that we had all the stuff stashed in it to begin with.
Yeah.
I would imagine I would want to use my car.
Okay.
Actually, no. Hold up.
I was gonna say, I was like,
They know my car.
Yeah, your car was an in.
They don't know the Barracuda. All right. How's the trunk space in the Barracuda?
Not terrible. It's not great.
The '80s.
Yeah.
They're fucking huge.
Yeah, you can probably if you had to, you could fit 2 dead hookers in the back. It's not great. Like Erikson's car can easily fit 3 dead hookers.
Right.
So,
Yeah, but they don't need to breathe, so there's not much room needed. So
touche.
yeah, this episode needs a trigger warning now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so we'll take the Barracuda.
Yep. Now you get to the Albatross. It's a bunch of locals there. There's the traditional crowd, and you can see behind the bar Marcus and his other bartender. And as you guys come in, he puts his hat away or his towel away, and he comes around the bar, greets both of you, shakes your hands. Gentlemen,
Nice to meet you, Marcus.
good to see you again.
So how's it been going around here today?
I mean, nobody's wearing a costume, so my costume contest is officially out the window. I'll just, whoever has like a cape on at some point tonight will probably get a $50 bar tab. You know, because I'm generous. But yeah, if you wanna take things out back, we can. I can show you where Sam is.
I nod to him so I can follow him.
He takes you out to the rear where you remember the side room where you were talking to Tulip before. Takes you past the 2 bathrooms, a door marked an office, and then there's another door marked electrical, and he takes you in there. You can see that one of the side walls moves over, and there's a stairway leading down to a basement. And as you climb down, the top recloses itself, and you can see that there's like this whole safe room that's been set up down here, and sitting on a cot just kind of wincing as she stands up. You see Sam. At least a good portion of Sam. It looks like maybe 60% of her body is still burnt. It's kind of bubbled over. It's curled in on itself like a pug's face. She is, most of her face has healed, but otherwise, like, she looked repugnant to you. And she covers herself up, and she comes over and she gives you as best a hug as she can.
Yeah. I try to reciprocate without trying to cause crackling on her skin.
Yeah, and you can hear her wince once you do come, like, put your hand around her. Good to see you alive. Wood?
Yeah. I can see you're alive too, Sam. I mean, most of you.
Yeah. Torture is a bitch.
What happened, Sam?
They picked me up. They came out of nowhere. They had some machine, looks like an ice cream maker of sorts. That they pin you down, and the machine just staples you to the ground with a stake. It's disconcerting, to say the least.
Did you get a good look at anybody?
Yeah, my eyes were open for all of it. Some of them I already put back in the ground. Some of them are still out there. The leader of the sons of bitches that did this, though, is still out there, and that I'm hoping, once I'm done healing, to kind of get out there, do my own hunting.
Is this our kind?
Nope. These are all dickbag humans. The worst kind. Religious zealots.
Where did they find you?
I was on the street. I was looking for somebody. We were supposed to meet up. Clearly, it was a trap. And I got taken in. I was released because I don't know if you remember the sheriff's little pet coterie, the Nosferatu and the gangrel. I think her name is Connie. She had been trapped as well, and her sire managed to break out, doing gangrel shit. I don't know, and they at least had the wherewithal to kind of release everybody else that was being kept there. I overheard them talking a little bit, but they're looking for someone. They're looking for someone in particular. They just haven't found them.
They didn't. No name.
No. But apparently they had a list of weak vampire in the city. And that's where I was.
Okay. Where were you taken? Do you know the location of where you were taken from?
It was a church.
Like, as far where you were saved from?
Yeah, it was a church up north.
This church up north. What was the name of the church?
Give me a second. I'll try to remember what it is. The issue though is there's a ton of people that weren't even part of the city. Like, there's a ton of excuse me, of KT that have just flooded the streets now.
There's KT that is flooding the streets at this moment.
Yeah, because they let loose everybody. A lot of people that were there were from the whole, Guernsey Reynolds mass embrace that they tried to do to create an army to fight the tower.
How many are out right now?
That I saw survive, maybe 5.
I look over at Andreas. I'm like, this is really bad.
Yeah.
How serious are we talking?
Oh, you're there in the room with us, right?
Yeah.
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 It's just like I'm trying to take all this in. I'm just like, what the
I mean, at this point, we have pretty much unsupervised children roaming the streets with the strength of with monster strength. So this is it seems like Grant Reynolds is laughing his head off at the moment.
Oh, I believe it. One of the KTs that I met said that he was embraced by some woman uh, who had this black hair and just this mean streak about her. And I don't have to tell you who I think that is.
Mean streak about her. I imagine you're talking about Guernsey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could tell you this if you don't already know. That's one less person. That's one less vamp we got to worry about.
I heard. And she just turns to Andreas. Good job. I heard you took out Gibbons, so that was definitely someone that was helping them out.
Yeah, that's these stories get a bit twisted. That actually wasn't me.
Uh,
Don't get me wrong. I've set every place on fire that's been burning down. It's like those have mostly been me
yeah. Yeah. All right.
and those rent cops from out of town.
The
You, I noticeably, I'm just
Mhm.
trying,
Yeah.
cracking my neck. Sam, it was Manny that actually killed Guernsey.
Garza?
Yeah. Uh,
That's a
and it looks like with that little stint that he did, he was also able to oh my god, I forgot the term.
Otherwise,
Yeah, he has some newly gained powers because of it.
that's a big step for King's coterie.
Yeah. But it's starting to sound like he's getting favor from our side. I imagine that they're wanting this monkey wrench. This is the monkey wrench that at the end that our group has been looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I mean, King King was all about the tower. I don't think I don't know how Hyde would have affected his mentality towards it though.
Well, Sam, I think that once somebody drives a stake through your heart, torpors you for a while, uh, that same person ends up becoming Prince.
Uh,
I think that kind of changes your view on the tower.
yeah. Also, I got an insurance letter about a fire at the bar.
Which one? Which fire?
Okay. That tells me all I need to know about that.
those weren't me, by the way. Wait,
I
was that?
imagine the same group of people that captured you
Hmm.
is linked to the same group of people that happened to attack the bar.
All right.
Did you get any name from any of these people when you were with them?
Nah, not that they kept referring to somebody as the father. Father. It was a father figure. That might have been some kind of priest. Oh.
Okay. Um,
Got a plague
can
doctor.
you
Got a
do
priest.
you do you happen to get a description of this father? Did he ever show himself?
No, not that I saw. The one priest that I had to deal with was named Domenico, something Domenico.
Hmm.
But he wasn't there when I got freed, so I still I still got a bullet with his name on it.
Domenico. What does he look? Do you have a description of this person?
Oh, yeah, I'll never forget what this motherfucker looks like. He's about 5'7", 5'8". Excuse me. Short black hair, one blue eye, one brown eye, clean
Hmm.
shaven. Uh, Not scrawny, but not average built either, like somewhere in between. Uh,
Does he have an accent?
no, not around me. He didn't have one. But I could tell that he wasn't American whenever he would talk in Latin.
Okay. All right. And did they say anything about their communion, their congregation? Any name sprung up?
Nothing. They they were good about keeping the mouth shut.
Mm, okay. I look back at Andres. I go, we happened to pass by that station, and there's a lot of people, a lot of religious nuts out there, aren't there?
Um, yeah. Little side effect of my light show.
Hmm. I'm gonna ask Sam to be as descriptive as she can of the people that she was with.
Uh-huh.
Besides the father,
Mhm.
trying to see if I can get. Uh, I don't want you to have to go through innate detail of each person, but I want to be able to at least get some kind of description because in case I happen to run, or we happen to run into someone while we happen to pass through the police station again.
Yeah, the only one that I didn't kill personally that got away from me is a nun, a girl. I didn't see too much of her hair because of her habit, but it looked like she might have had like strands of brown, uh, brown eyes, little heart-shaped face.
Okay. And you're gonna be staying up here for until you get healed, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm probably I'm probably gonna sell my share of the bar back to the city and then stay out here with Marcus and help him get a better handle on what he's doing in the city, running things through his bar. As far as the last call is concerned, I'm out of that scene. Like, I can give you a list of my contacts for as far as guns and ammunition and things like that if you want to keep going. Uh, but that whole side of the city has been a curse to me.
But that would be a yes on some of those business contacts, because even if we're not running guns out of that place, we can make a lot of money on the side. So definitely.
Yeah. Any information you can give me, all the information you gave me, Sam, is more than appreciated.
Yeah, yeah. So,
All right. I'll take the contacts. How much cash do we have still, Andreas?
I'm assuming a pretty sizable amount. I mean, this is out of character, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't really bought anything aside from just some guns and ammunition. So
Right.
it's not like
Well,
it's not like we have heavy food costs.
correct. I know we're mostly paying for gas at this point.
Yeah. You see in the corner a red bulb turn on all of a sudden, and Marcus sighs. He's like, "I'll be right back. That's for me." And he makes his way back upstairs.
Expecting anybody?
Yeah. Miss Crushing here had set up a meet with somebody else.
I look back at Sam.
And she nods.
Do we need to stick around or do we need to blow?
And she looks at you. She's like, "I'd rather you stick around just in case." Excuse
All
me.
I need to hear.
Should they know I'm here?
Yeah. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I'm just saying. Sometimes you want the person to have an invisible hit. Just had to ask in advance.
Yeah. It's fine.
I'll go take a seat and get myself comfortable.
Okay. And you see, after a few minutes, Marcus comes back down. Is it right this way, sir? Be aware that she is still healing, so try to keep any comments to yourself on that front. And you hear what I would imagine is not a familiar voice to either of you, but a voice that you have heard before. "My dear boy, that is quite all right. I understand. I've been around long enough that I know how things work with our kind." And coming down the stairs, following Marcus, you see the very nice leather shoes. You see the very well-crafted and tailored pleated pants. You see the suit jacket, the vest, the fob watch, and the chain. You see the small kind of tie at the neck, and you can see the balding top and the very kind of distinguished short haircut and beard of Wesley Ian Garter, the Toreador Primogen, coming down behind him. And he comes over and he immediately greets Sam first, kisses her hand as gentle as possible, turns to see the two of you. "I don't believe I have had the pleasure of being introduced to you gentlemen." And he comes over and extends his hand to both of you. "Wesley Ian Garter at your service."
That name has to, like, besides being the Primogen. What was he before that, or was he always Primogen before that Elysium?
He was not. He was not Primogen before the Elysium.
Mm-hmm. No, he was appointed.
Yes. He definitely... Geraldine was a Toreador, so she didn't have a Toreador Primogen.
Mm-hmm.
So, Thomas Reginald Hyde is a Ventru prince, and although he is a Ventru, he does have a Ventru sitting on the Primogen, which is Anastasia Richards.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did have to appoint a Toreador Primogen.
Okay. In other words, be very careful what I say around this guy. Awesome. Hello. I am Erikson Wood.
Oh.
And pleasure to meet you.
Andreas Barker, criminal and miscreant.
Excellent. I'm glad that we are among the highest orders of society in here. And you see that after he shakes your hands, he pulls out a handkerchief, he wipes his hands clean, and then he throws away the handkerchief.
Sack of shit. That's what I say. Out of character.
Oh, you don't like a Primogen? What a surprise.
Oh, I know, right?
Well, it's not like they call out hits on us or anything.
I know, right? Especially, he could just be one of. He could be the one that. Anyway, so
Yeah,
it's not. It's not jump. It's not
brutal.
jump. Yeah, it's not jump the gun yet.
Easy there, Fonzie. But yeah, well, he sits down and he's like, "So, ma'am, what is this that you wanted to talk to me about? There are several KT running around in the city. We have tried desperately to get the word out for this Elysium tomorrow, but what makes them so important to you, Miss Crushing, that you would want to have me extend some branch of protection for them?" And she looks at him, and without even hesitation or an ounce of proper etiquette when it comes to his station, she just looks at him and she's just like, these are children of war, is what they are. One of them in particular claims to have been embraced by Elizabeth Guernsey herself, which makes him proof that they are using the old Sabbat tactics of mass embracing to prepare for war. That might mean something bad is about to happen to the city. And you see him pull out a different handkerchief from a different pocket and puts it up to his mouth like he's aghast. He wipes his mouth and he puts the handkerchief away. That is disconcerting news, Miss Crushing. I might be able to dissuade the prince from killing a handful of them at best. 3, 4 maybe. But you know the rules, ma'am. They were created outside of his express allowance. Their lives are forfeit. And since Miss Guernsey has something to do with it and she is no longer amongst us, it means that the sire has no claim whatsoever. So the children must pay for their parents' indiscretion, as it were. And
Does he look like can I tell that he's enjoying what he's saying as though this is something new?
There's no roll necessary.
You didn't know they stack shit this high.
Mm-hmm.
But I would try my best to save as many as I can, Miss Guernsey. We'll be meeting at the Deepwood Museum and Gardens tomorrow night. I hope to see all of you there. And you see he turns to see Erikson, Andreas, and Marcus. And he's got a big old smile on his face.
And I bow obnoxiously. Of course we'll be there.
Excellent. He stands up. Is that all, Miss Crushing? Or is there more? She shakes her head. No, that's it. I thought this would be much bigger than what it's turning out to be, is all. And he comes over, he puts his hand on her head very patronizingly, and she pulls her head away. I'm just letting you know what I know because of my time on the Primogen Council and my time with Mr. Hyde, Prince Hyde, as it were. Men of our caliber, we get to know one another. We can adjust our moves accordingly.
While he's pontificating, can I just like sneak a glance at Samantha and just like one of those like, do you just want me to kill him? Just have that look on my face, like we. It's not.
We already know the answer is not going to be yes, because that's if he wasn't a Primogen, this would have not gone as far as it's going.
Okay.
I mean, trust me. I'm offhand just to let you know I'm rolling dice in the side here.
Just getting antsy?
Yeah, I'm rolling dice, and high low.
Yeah.
See what comes up.
Yeah.
I want to stand and see if I can try to interject in between them, or at
Sure.
least my hand out, putting my hand out where he's still trying to touch the top of her head,
Yeah.
and I'll put my hand on top of his because I know how much he loves touching my hand.
Yeah.
Eh,
How tall is Erikson?
Oh, Erikson is 6 foot even.
Okay. Yeah. So he's a little bit shorter than you. He's like 5'7", 5'8".
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of like, the second you stand up and step towards him, like he takes a step back, and puts his hands in his pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to speak with us on behalf of this issue. And if you ever need my assistance or have any questions for me and my associate here, you know where you can find us.
oh, of course. The sheriff is most vocal about his agents and what they do for him.
I nod.
He kind of looks around. Well, I do have other pressing matters, so if you'll excuse me, gentlemen and madam, it is always a pleasure. Please have yourselves a good night, and if anything, I'll see you tomorrow evening at the museum gardens. Pushes himself past Marcus and goes back up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure he's a good distance away.
Yeah.
And I turn towards Sam. I go, "You're wanting to save the KT?"
She looks up. It's like at least Guernsey's childer. Yeah, he could be a help.
What does Guernsey's childer look like?
He's a little older. Um, he's he's a little older. He's got this long, scraggly hair, this haggard beard. He looks weathered. Him and his wife were embraced at the same time. They were out here on vacation in a camper trailer. I
Can't.
didn't get to see his wife, so I don't know who embraced her. But if Guernsey embraced him, that means that he might have access to some of those Lasombra powers.
I'll try to do it. I'll try to
Yeah.
help the best we can.
Right?
Yeah, if we need to hide him in the short term, I mean, it sounds like the way you're describing him. We slap some
Mhm.
leather. So we slap some leathers and denim on him, and no one would tell him apart from any of my group.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Where did you last see him?
We were leaving the whole kind of establishment. It was somewhere up north. And then she kind of, you see her hit her head and she winces in pain. And she goes, we were leaving St. Vincent de Paul, the Catholic church on the north end of town. That's where they were keeping us. I think he was making his way over to the Silver Spur.
Silver Spur.
Yeah.
Is that our character? Is that, I don't know if we've heard of this place yet.
You have not?
Hmm.
I mean, not in game, but you definitely know that it's a bar in the north end of town.
Right.
All right. Well, I would tell you to rest up as much as you can. I'll be coming back here now. I know where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, well,
if I find
I'm definitely gonna need a ride to this Elysium tomorrow. If you're offering.
Yeah, of course. It's the least I can do. I go ahead and I look at Marcus. If anything changes, make sure to let any of the free souls that are outside know, so I can somehow get back to us.
Yeah. Of course, you got it.
I go ahead and I walk outside.
Yep. The bar's picked up a little bit.
Get out of there.
Yeah, the bar's picked up a little bit. There's a couple people in costume now. Marcus kind of has a big smile on his face. There we fucking go. I was about to think that my Halloween was about to be ruined. It's my favorite fucking holiday. And you see him pop a handful of candy into his mouth.
He can eat that?
Yeah. He's thin blood.
Oh, that's right. Well, congratulations. Enjoy the candy and your diabetes.
Yeah,
Luckily, I think he's just immortal enough to dodge that shit, though.
Yeah, he can.
Just immortal enough.
The way he's described it, he can eat and he can hang out in the sun.
Wow.
That's impressive. I can't even do that shit. I can't even pretend to do that shit.
Yeah. He can day walk.
So as we're outside, get a scope of everything. Andreas, man, I mean, there's so much that we can go to, but at least we know, at least I know, that we're starting to get some leeway as far as where we can find who's been, as far as the people that have been causing these issues in town.
We got a church, possible religious nuts and the hunters, the ones that were holding Samantha.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Silver Spur. Seen that place.
And we also have the church there, which I would like to see. I don't know if this is something that we can pass by to see because obviously they've escaped from that church. I don't know if that church is still being under operation as though they're using it.
Well, they could also be. Look at the people they were embracing. It's not like these people are going to go to the police or anything. So, probably just trying to get as far away as possible. We could at least, if it's close enough, we could check it out and see.
Yeah, what's the distance between that church, in relation between the church, the police station, and the Silver Spur?
The the Marion County Police Station was in the south side of town. The church is in the north end of town. Okay. The church is much closer to the Silver Spur than anything else.
Okay.
Out of the three.
Those two the priority. Since we already, what are we going to do? Burn down the police station again?
No, the idea that I have. Well, we get in the I would just start walking to the car, but as we're walking to the car, I want to see if there's anybody that's not going towards the bar that's just happened to be outside.
Mm-hmm. Oh, give me a wits and we'll say awareness.
Wits and awareness?
Yeah.
Look at you be generous.
Right?
Oh, okay. 10 on the hunger.
Ooh.
8. Oh, I'm sorry. 3 8s.
3 8s.
Yep. And 1 and 2 1s. Sorry.
Okay. 4 successes. Yeah.
Okay, I had my roll too. It's a couple of successes.
Yeah.
4 on the hunger. 6 6 5 7 7.
4 successes as well. Damn. Yeah, both of you
collectively we see everything.
Yeah. Both of you at different intervals, as you're kind of walking across the street to where you parked your car, you will notice that there is a gentleman that is dressed up what looks to be like a medieval blacksmith at best, and he's got a beer at the table that he's standing at. There's a cigarette that is trailing off just these little tendrils of smoke, like gray, transparent snakes into the air. And there's a couple of people around him at different tables, but it looks like he's got his attention just narrowed in on the two of you.
And this is while we're in the bar or outside?
No, this is while you're outside when you're like talking and walking across the street.
Where do we park the car?
Across the street, maybe a few cars down.
Okay.
It wasn't terribly busy when you got there. It's busier now.
Okay, so that means that. All right, let's do this. Andreas, I'm gonna go ahead and get in the car and do a lap.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to see if you can if you can spy on this guy to see if he's signaling someone or if he's following us.
Well, if he's watching us right now, I can't exactly disappear and see where he goes. Do you want me to ride with you? Do you want me to head in a different direction?
Yeah. Let's see, because I'm trying to do it in a way where, yeah, that's right, because he needs to pop off,
Yeah.
and no one can see him when he does it. Um.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got an idea. Um. Let's both go to the car,
hmm
and while I go into the car, you instead lie flat. You lie on the floor so no one can see you. Go invisible. I drive off, and then you just casually get up and walk that back to that direction. I don't know if that would work.
No. If we can get just enough out of sight of this guy, I'll do you one better. And it's not going to last very long, but it might work.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, yeah. No, he gets whatever. He gets into the driver's seat. Does it look like passenger side of the car is in or out of this guy's line of sight?
Uh, it looks like it's out of sight. Like Erikson's body is covering it.
Okay. I squat like I'm going to tie my shoe, opening the door.
Uh-huh.
Erikson now is going to have to deal with the illusionary version of me.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's basically it's only going to last until he's like down the street and out of sight. 'Cause the moment he's out of my line of sight, it's going to be gone anyway.
Yeah.
But at least, and in the meantime, I can turn invisible.
Yeah. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be one rouse check for chemistry.
All right,
Uh,
no problem. That's an 8.
okay. And that's gonna be another rouse check for the second level of your obfuscate. For unseen passage.
Yes. 5.
Okay, so that does raise your hunger. But as you are conjuring this image of yourself, where is it? There it is. It's a manipulation and obfuscate roll.
Okay.
You're only doing visuals?
Yeah. This is just to make it look like I'm in the car.
Yeah. So all you need is one success.
Yeah, I mean, for Erikson, this would probably be just it would be a little unnerving because it's just like a mannequin sitting.
Yeah.
It just looks like. All right, so
And
manipulation and
are you trying to get as close to you now as possible, or are you just kind of like doing what you remember yourself being like?
I can see myself in mirrors, so I can do a pretty recent one.
Okay. Just wondering if your memory of you is more stuck in World War II you, or if it's modern you.
I mean, look, how much time do I spend in bars? My reflection's everywhere.
Yeah.
So my own self image is pretty updated.
Yeah. Okay.
And in this case, I'm not really going for. I mean, like I said, this doesn't have to be that detailed.
Yeah.
Oh, man, do I get to roll all 4 for the obfuscate on that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, we all have our focus. That one's mine. That's why I'm good with the guns, because I can't be in the brawl. I can't be in the brawls quite like you do. I just grapple well.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, hunger die are fine. 8 and 6. 10, 6, 5, 7.
Yeah. Yeah. So you conjure this image of yourself getting into the car. It is unnerving, to say the least, for Erikson, because you can see not only is he sitting there, but out of nowhere, it seems to just create this image of him standing up and sitting down in the car next to you. And the second he closes the door and he's out of you, you just stop hearing any noise that's coming out from outside, as far as his side is concerned. And there's a soft tap on the window, and you can imagine that he is now invisible. And the beast kind of coils up and starts to crawl up your esophagus into the back of your throat. And there's just this memory of you doing something similar in a Nazi camp just towards the end of World War II. And you remember just the joy that you had in creeping up on these unsuspecting war criminals and just tearing their throat open for the crimes against humanity that they had created. And it takes you a moment to stifle it, to just kind of push it back down. But excuse me, you push yourself across the street, and you do notice that he kind of watches the car drive away. And as soon as Erikson takes the corner, he gets up and starts to run to follow the car.
Goody. All right, so
Nice. Oh, so he didn't even try to signal nobody. He was just like, "Okay, time to go."
Yeah.
which also means he may not have had the backup. So because you'd mentioned a couple of people in the tables around him and whatnot. No one else reacted. It just seems to be him.
Just him.
Okay, let's see where he's headed.
Yeah. And Erikson, you're doing a lap, so you're just gonna go down one street.
I'm literally just taking one. I'm taking one. Like, in other words, instead of doing a lap, instead of making the left, I'm gonna make 4 rights just so I get back to the same location. But yeah, I just want to be able to turn and then slow down enough to see give it enough of whoever, if they are gonna tail me.
Mhm.
I want to be able to see a car. I mean, it is still busy. It's still busy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll probably, I don't know what the chances are of a car coming behind me as I'm driving.
Yeah, they're not terrible. But as he manages to come around the corner, you see him just pull out a notepad, and he stands behind another car that's parked, and you just see him write down something. And then he starts to make his way towards the other side of the street, towards a payphone.
Okay. What's the range of silence that surrounds me for obfuscate?
It's just you.
Oh, it's just me?
Yeah.
Okay, so good. So I'll try and creep by as closely as possible. I mean, keep it balanced between being close enough so I can hear him on the payphone and being next to the street. So if Erikson comes around, I can just hop in through a window. As long as I do it quietly, it doesn't ruin the invisibility.
You're right. And you see him.
Now, if the window's up and I don't notice, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Window smash.
I guess is this a hot night?
No, it's starting to get cold.
Oh man, chances of me having the window down is not great for you, sir.
Yeah, but you might have to shoot at people sometime tonight. You want to do that through your closed windows?
That is true.
So,
you're a senator. You got to think like a gangsta.
Gangsta.
Remember, state senator. This is not I haven't.
And a completely different state too.
Yeah, it's a completely different state. So this is.
But you see him dial the 7 digits, and he is constantly looking over his shoulder as he's making this phone call. And you hear, "Oh, finally! Listen, they just left. They're in a different car. I didn't get the make, but I got the license plate number." And he gives them the license plate number of the Barracuda. Yeah, they were here for at least an hour. I don't know. I lost sight of them when they went back to the office. But they were both here for sure. It's both of them. He listens. Okay, I'm heading right over, and he hangs up. And you see him start to walk towards his car.
All right, well, I'm gonna get his license plate number 2.
Or yeah. Okay.
Turnabout is fair play.
Well, wait. Well, as soon as Erikson's car gets back, if the guy's still inside, we're gonna do the classic follow that car.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I want to know how long that would take for me to go around this block.
We'll say that by the time he gets into his car, you've already come around the block.
So I can and oh fuck, I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna know if he's in the car.
Nope.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right.
Andreas can get his license plate number. That's fine.
But is he driving off in the opposite direction of me?
Yeah.
So he would see me.
Probably. Let me see. Are you trying to hide, or are you trying to be? Are you not caring about being seen?
No, I'm not caring because I do because I'm at this point I'm trying to locate Andreas or this guy.
Yeah, 210s is definitely gonna notice you.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that I notice him in the car passing me.
Oh yeah, you have that moment from Umbrella Academy season 2 where
okay, yeah, he's
5
just
is driving one way and Elliot Page is driving the other way, and they just like stare at each other.
Oh,
like that happens.
So he's driving off.
Yeah.
I have no idea where Andreas is. However,
the moment he sees you, he peels off and he just starts to race away.
So I'm literally doing a 180, then turning the car around. And I do that, and I open the side door, the passenger side door, and I count, and I yell out, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Make a Dex and Athletics roll to try and get into the door before he finishes counting.
Fucking use your willpower today, sir. You can use.
Oh, no need. My hunger die are 8 and 9, and then 6 and 8. So
yeah, 4 successes. Yeah,
it's a good thing I took points in driving.
Yeah, there is the moment you get to 3 Mississippis, you hear the just slump into the seat and the push against your body. Let's have Erikson make a wit and drive roll.
Yeah, I only have 1 point in drive.
Yeah.
So it's not that great.
Yep.
All right.
Oh. Terrible.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I'm gonna use my willpower and re-roll. I got an 8, and then a 5, a 3, and a 2. So I'm gonna re-roll the fails.
Yeah. Well, remember, you can only re-roll whatever's not your hunger dice.
Right, the hunger dice was an 8.
Oh, okay. So yeah, keep that.
So you stay there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm so glad I did. I got another 8, a 6, and a 2. So that's 3.
Yeah. So you see, this guy sees you. You see him. He hits the gas and shoots off. You make a hard U-turn.
Tokyo Drift.
Open the door. You wait for Andreas, and you get the confirmation that he's in the car, and you take off after him. And you see that this guy has made no attempts to try to go down side streets. He's just going in a straight line. He's just like driving for his life. And it is clearly the first time he's ever been in a car chase, because you catch up to him easily.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Mind you, a young John Woo is in this party, and he looks out and he's like, "Hey, this would be a good idea for a movie.
This is a good movie.
This is a good movie." All we need now is just birds to fly around
Yeah,
while we're doing
pigeons.
this. So,
Pigeons to just fly out.
So I'm catching up.
Yeah.
Me. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out. I've never been in a chase before, so
Yeah.
my character Erikson would not know how to do a pit maneuver. So, yeah, he would just try to slam into the back of the car at this point.
Okay. I mean, it's not your car.
That's not my Barracuda. I don't give a fuck.
I don't even know where I got this Barracuda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you come.
Just say brace. I say to Andreas, brace yourself.
And
yeah.
there's no stopping point whatsoever. Andreas just kind of sees Erikson, foot on the gas. The car is stopping in front of you, like like he's actually stopping at the red light, like he's supposed to.
Like he's supposed
You
to.
come barreling up behind him and just smash the back of this Barracuda into the back of his Dart, and you send them flying into the cross section where you see two cars. Just one hits him on the driver's side, and another hits him on the passenger side as he's flung forward. And you just see all three cars just kind of spinning out of control.
Do they all go? Are they all going in the same direction? Where are they going?
No, they all go in separate directions. The one that hit him on the driver's side smashes into your Barracuda. The other one smashes into the light post, and he just kind of teeters off into one of the buildings and just kind of comes to a stop. But you notice that he is face down on his steering wheel.
Okay.
Andreas got shook so hard by the impact that his invisibility wore off. That's how hard.
Yeah, bounce my head off the dashboard and I reappear.
That's how hard you hit this guy.
Good. So I look at Andreas and I say, it's time to get this guy. And I get out of the car and I'm trying to use what I can to speed through to get to his car because with all the confusion that's going on, people are still disoriented. People are still trying to figure out what day of the week it is, what time of day it is. So while they're doing that in that delirium, I'm immediately beelining to this guy's car.
Oh yeah, easily. It even does take a bit of your potence to just kind of push the door open from getting impacted. And the lady is kind of like trying to apologize to you for hitting you. She's trying to figure out what happened. She's just like holding the door open. It looks like she's about to vomit. The other guy on the other side of the street is just still in his car trying to figure out what happened. And as you pull up on this guy, you just hear the horn blaring as his fucking head is still on the steering wheel.
I'll push his shoulder back to the seat.
Okay. His head is still slumped forward.
Check for pulse.
Oh. Do you have medicine?
Of course I don't.
Of course you don't.
Of course I don't. What makes you think I would have that?
Wits and medicine, please.
Wits and medicine, so a whole 3.
Woo!
Yep. Only a pulse.
Show me your pulse. Oh my god. I got 2 10s, but one was on the hunger die.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
He's dead anyway, so whatever you do to him is not gonna.
Whatever I did, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So you put your 2 fingers on his throat where you would imagine the artery is to kind of get the.
That would be.
Yeah. And then you got a 3rd finger. You get your thumb involved. At this point, you're choking him. Your hand is
He's not
wrapped.
More
yeah, he's not
importantly,
reacting.
it's on the
Yeah.
body.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
reacting to the choke, so I
Yeah.
know he's dead.
Yeah, so you're just
that's
like,
how I know he's
like
dead.
you feel yourself squeezing, and you're like, you would have reacted by now. Like you have to, you have to be dead. If not, I helped kill you.
Yeah. So, real quick, this seems like it's his car. So,
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to go ahead and check his pockets real quick while he's sitting. What I can get to.
Yeah.
See if there's any wallet identification, anything like that.
Oh yeah, he's got a little Velcro wallet. It's got.
I want to look in it. I just want to grab. Like, this is just a snatch and run type of
Okay,
situation.
yeah. He's got a pair of what looks to be house keys in one pocket. He's got the wallet in the other, and then he has a little pocket Bible.
Oh, not touching that.
Yeah.
Not touching that. Real quick, I slam the glove compartment. Well, I tap the glove compartment to open it if there's anything in it.
Pops open. There's a bunch of loose papers. It looks like the car manual, couple tickets, things like that.
Okay. His car, did it run into the building?
Yeah, but it didn't like crash into the building. Like it came to a stop because the building was there.
It didn't crash. It just came to a stop.
Yeah, like the building stopped it from continuing to move.
All right. Yeah, I take the keys out. And I'll take the key with me. There's nothing in the back seat.
No.
The trunk is to the point. Is there any way that I can access the trunk from the back seat, as far as putting down the back seat? You know how
Yeah.
like a latch.
Yeah, of course. You pull down the first of the two seats, or actually the latch just pulls down the whole seat at this point because of the damage you did to it.
It just there you go.
Yeah, and you see what looks to be the vestments of like some kind of clergy boy, whether it be like a whatever they're called that help the priests. But you can just see the vestments are sitting there. There's just this big embroidered cross that immediately repulses you.
So I'm not touching that.
Yep.
So that wouldn't allow me to look at anything else inside.
Nope. The second you see that, you immediately back off.
Like, nope. So, I stand up. I get out of the car to see where Andreas is.
I'm lookout right now.
All right. I look at him. I'm like, let's book it. Time to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Not too late for a felony.
Yeah.
Into the night. into the night we go.
Taking the run part of hit and run.
Yeah, because it's a good thing we didn't use my car.
You already robbed his ass. I mean,
Yeah.
I know.
Whatchamacallit? The notebook. The notebook the guy had. We need to get that fucking notebook.
I can't touch it.
Okay,
it's a fucking Bible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a notebook on him. That's a good idea.
It's the little Bible.
It has our license plate on it.
Okay, but
get the shit down for
then I look at him. I go, I can't touch that shit. You grab it.
I figured as much. Dive into the car.
Yeah, and you see that his notebook is also a little mini pocket Bible.
Yeah, well, some of us aren't pussies, so I grab it.
Whatever, bro. Yeah, you go sleep. You go sleep in the same place twice. It's just good so we get the fuck out of there.
So how are you going to leave the scene of this crime?
What do you mean how? We're just gonna. To be honest, they're like. Is everybody still in delirium, or what's going on?
No, people are starting to now get out of their cars. Like there's a circle of people that have formed. Somebody's like, "Oh yeah, these two hit this guy," and like they're trying to piece together what happened.
Okay, good. Well, they're good. They're still talking to each other. We're getting the fuck out of there. We're just.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Away from the accident, kind of away from us. We can, now might be a good time for Black Jesus.
now might be a good time.
Now is Black Jesus time.
Black Jesus. Every time something happens, Jesus.
Hey man, Jesus is my getaway driver.
Yeah, man. Why don't you just have a Virgin Mary statue bleeding out of its eyes while we're there as well?
We're not quite there yet. All right, if we can get away, if we can slip away, let's just slip away. If I
Yeah.
gotta do something, stupid, I'm
If
happy.
you have to pop a Black Jesus, then yes,
Yeah.
we'll do it. But if it's not necessary, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
I make enough noise as it is in the city.
Yeah. So you managed to get away from the crime scene unnoticed in all the commotion. And you do hear at some points like, "Hey, where'd those two guys go?"
Those guys. Oh man.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
you
By the way,
leave.
did we leave our Barracuda back there?
Yep.
You know what's left of it? Shit.
I mean, the only thing that would be left in there is the guns that are not on us.
Yep.
Well, that's fine. If we get a short distance away, let me see if I can turn invisible again and see if I can get near and get our guns back. Yeah, I'm gonna do dumb shit.
Yeah. All right. So you're at least
Okay.
you're at least like 3 blocks away when you remember that there are weapons in this car.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what happens. Make your rouse check for unseen passage.
Okay. I mean, I figured worst case scenario, it's Halloween. I can snatch a mask from somebody. Let's see. Oh, I got an 8 for the rouse.
Yeah.
What you should do is, if you're able to grab the, never mind, the clergy outfit, just walk around like, hey.
So,
Even I have my.
yeah. So you manage to make your way back. You you can hear the ambulance siren getting closer. You can hear what sounds like the police cars coming closer as well. And it looks like there's people that are being kind of moved away. There's what looks to be some kind of organization. There's people that are dressed the same, kind of like blue jumpsuits, and they're getting everybody away.
Mm-hmm.
But you notice that they've already popped the trunk on the Barracuda, and they've kind of cleared out the trunk space for the Dart as well.
Then no sense causing any more trouble. Then I just slip away.
Yeah. But you link back up with Erikson as he was waiting at the alley, couple blocks down.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be looking through the stuff that I found on this guy.
And no dice. We're down a couple weapons, but what you gonna do? All right. Okay. Since he can't look at the Bible thing, I'll go rifling through that once I get back with him.
Okay. He had taken some meticulous notes on the two of you. Like, he has descriptions of the two of you. He doesn't have any names. He just has tall guy and biker guy, and then just has the descriptions for both of you. He has notes of what looks to be. He has a question mark next to the word slave, and he has a description of shepherd. He has notes on what looks to be a girl that matches Mustang's description. But he also has a note, unseen, maybe left, question mark.
Yeah, but that also means he's been watching us for a while.
Yeah.
And then it's taking a long for us to notice him.
Yeah, and just has a description of Erikson's car, the license plate, the address for the last call. Has the address for the Albatross. It has the address for the Vagabond.
What other places does he have on there?
He has the Red Eye Lounge. He has the address of. He has the address for Gunther's storage.
Oh man,
This is some really comprehensive shit. He's been following us for and maybe not just us.
Not just us, because he has a description of. Well, no, he's probably been following us specifically because, based off of what you're telling me, if he doesn't know where Mustang is at the moment, then that means that he's only been trailing us.
Mhm.
That's a good point. Was trailing us.
Yeah.
Was trailing us. Keyword. Can I get a name from the wallet?
Yeah. His name is Isaiah. Isaiah Malcolm Downs.
Does that match the name on the inside of the Bible cover?
It does.
Okay. Making sure.
That last name doesn't ring a bell, correct?
No.
Okay.
One of the more interesting things at the end, at the last page of the Bible, there's which is strange to you, considering that most messages are left at the front of a book when it's given as a gift. But it says to Brother Malcolm, please enjoy this and let the words of our Lord guide you in the right direction. And it's just signed Father M. Yarovich.
Yarovich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that might come in handy when we hit up that the church.
And as you guys are sitting there with the spoils of war from this poor young schmuck that managed to run into the wrong pair of vampires, this is where we'll pick up the next session. So I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. As always, please continue to wear your masks, continue to wash your hands, continue to keep your distance, because we're still not out of the woods yet. If you are of age, please, and you should consider getting yourselves vaccinated. I myself am triple vaxxed, so I am excited for that, but I also know that a lot of other people aren't. And that's what's kind of keeping us in this stalemate. So please, if you can, get yourselves vaccinated. As always, mental health is a very serious subject matter for us. So if you're watching live, there are phone numbers going up for you to reach out and get help if you think you need it, because it is okay to not be okay. If you're not in the United States, there's a link going up in our Twitch chat as well, so you can find the resources in the area that you live in. Because mental health is part of our general health, and it shouldn't be locked behind a stigma or a taboo because of what it is and what it deals with. We all have dark periods, and some of us handle it better than others. And just know that if you can't handle it by yourself, that there are resources out there, and there are people that can help you get through it. So please do not feel ashamed. If you're a friend or family member of somebody that's normally a strong personality, please check in on them. You never know how far a simple hello or how are you can change the trajectory of somebody's life. So please, I urge you to check in on everybody, kind of let them know that you care, that you are there for them, because we never know how long we have on this earth. So it's better to check in on everyone when you get the chance. So, as always, I will see you tomorrow for our Werewolf the Wild West chapter, our Friday for our Star Wars Out in the Dark campaign. This Saturday, we will be having a special part 2 of a one-shot that happened last month called on a game system called Big Eye Small Mouth, which is loosely based on the Demon Slayer anime. And if not, I will see you next Monday for our Camarilla chapter of Salem by Night. So please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you when we see you. Have a good night.